Everything is as planned. Why is that upcoming? That should not be there. I canceled that.
Too bad.
Everything is mildly broken. So we're doing this instead. That's unfortunate. I wanted to play that. So we're going to do this for like an hour, probably.
How come you didn't play a mobile game? Since it's been a while.
Maybe could have, but the PlayStation was right here, and it was all set up for a stream anyway, right? The primary was already here, so I figured, oh, what the hell.
No lumber, emoji frowning face.
I know. Nice image. It's your profile picture. And we'll probably like end a bit early, or at 9 at the latest. Anyway, because I do actually have stuff I was supposed to do all day, and then I didn't. So I'm gonna like write some poetry tonight, and then do my history thing tomorrow. And then also study for the math test I may or may not have forgotten about tomorrow. And do some physics at some point. I've got a list of stuff I'm not doing that I'm supposed to be doing. But I do have a list. There is someone venting to me about dying in subterfuge. Why is the whole...
so fun.
He says, why is the whole server at my throat? The answer is because I put the whole server on your throat. Sorry about that.
Try reinstalling Roblox.
I don't know, I'm done venting for now. Might come back later. I'm just here to make Orange's game a bit more difficult. And to cause drama, of course. I'll tell him later that it's my fault. I may or may not have turned literally everybody against him by making them think he was a threat, and also that everybody was going for him. See, there's this really cool strategy of, if you tell everyone that everyone else is about to kill a man before anyone's actually killing him, everyone will suddenly kill him, and then you're not a liar. It's really funny how that works. Me and, like, one other guy had a plan to kill him, and then I told 3 other people that, like, oh yeah, everyone else in the server is about to kill this guy, you better get in on it. And then they all got in on it, because they all thought he was going to die. Only because I told them all he was going to die. Which is a really cool strategy. And then because you just lied because you've lied to everyone about everyone else, it actually works.
I bet there is a word for that behavior.
What do you call a 5-way lie? The other thing I love to do in that game is... I love to tell people that, don't worry, I'm going to tell...
I was able to stay first stream and Roblox doesn't work for you, damn.
Unfortunately, yeah. I love telling other people, because they always think, like, oh my god, he's genius. I tell them, right, that, hey, I'm gonna go tell the other person that I'm gonna talk to you and lie to you about working with them, so they think I'm working with them and think I'm lying to you, when in reality, I'm just lying to them. And then the smart thing I've actually done is I'm actually just lying to them about lying to the other person. So it becomes this mess of, like, 3-way back and forth lying to the point where no one can trust me.
I totally understand that.
It makes sense, just not a lot. There was a boss I needed to train against. Where's Hive Knight? I actually got a, like, really good... I think I got, like, 10 hits. My record is, like, 7 or 8 or something. But recorded, my record is 10. Which I got a video I have yet to upload, like, yesterday, of my record of 10.
It makes sense if you understand.
My recorded max hits is 10. That's my recorded max. And I got that yesterday. Ow. But, like, 2 of the hits I took were Hive Knight. I don't know why I suck at this guy so much. Why does he have so much health? to do him on double damage, like, necessitates he gets way more health than you would otherwise have. So we're gonna do a little bit of, like, training on Hive Knight, and then we're gonna go do the actual P5.
You already almost died.
Wow, that was... Is it always 7 Bs? Oh, come on, that was recharged. I can't dash when, like, moving around is what I have to do. Come on, beast. Do I use spells on him? I don't normally use spells on this guy at all. I could Vengeful Spirit him once in a while.
So why do you do this?
I've gotta learn how to not get hit to this guy. There was one point where I had to spend a lot of time training against Oblobbles, specifically, or Oblobbles, as some people call them, because I suck against that boss, too, or at least did. The training helped make me less bad against them, but, like, they are still one of my worst bosses. And they are not supposed to be difficult. Nowadays, after training, I'm much better against them.
I mean, like, you already beat the game.
Well, I'm trying to beat the 5th Pantheon without getting hit. This has, like, become, like, my challenge for this game, right? Like, how do you master Hollow Knight, right? Do you know where all the things are? Do you play the game as fast as possible? Oh, come on, that's bullshit. Well, my form of mastery is to beat P5 without getting hit. If I can beat almost every boss in a row without getting hit, that's my form of mastery in this game. Others speedrun, I do this. What the hell? Gay, why? It's that same move. It's the one move with the things he puts in the air that keeps getting me. Oh my god. He's jumped, too. I don't know what it is about it that gets that.
Don't people play the whole game hitless?
They only did that, like, once. One guy beat the game hitless, and now you're like, don't people just do this? One guy did that, and I believe it was the same person who did this. They had already done this, too. What the fuck? Knockback bullshit. Oh, and you'll be happy to hear, the deadly radiation...
You serious? Sounds like something people would do more often.
Yeah, you know, just casually beat the entire game hitless. Not that bad. Radiation levels have decreased in my room, and subsequently massively increased in my sister's room, or neck, somehow. So you know what a sievert is? 1 sievert is the amount of radiation you will, on average, receive in a year. It's like natural radiation, right? There is currently about 0.6 sievers coming off my sister's neck every hour. So she's getting the normal radiation dose of a year every, like, hour and a bit. And supposedly by the time this goes away, she'll be 6 times more likely to die of cancer.
You got a radiation detector, or whatever the thing is called?
Yes. Yes, we do. And supposedly, by the time all the radiation is gone, she will be 6 times more likely to die of cancer. And possibly not of a neck.
Giga counter.
Geiger counter, yeah. No, not actually a Geiger counter. Because that counts like very specific kinds or amounts of radiation. This thing, whatever it is counting sieverts. So I don't know. It's counting millisieverts. So she's got like 650 millisieverts per hour. And like 500 is about the top end of safe. So she now has an amount of radiation coming off of her neck that is not safe.
Oh yes, more likely to die from the treatment.
Like, it's only 6 times as likely. We're resetting this run.
So how does she get the radiation?
They injected her with deadly radiation. So you know how radiation is normally used in, like, nuclear power plants or, like, through the form of deadly lasers, right? Here it was literally just put into her body so she can walk around and give everyone else radiation poisoning. We didn't want to leave, like, the school children out. So all the people that sit next to her...
Chemotherapy.
All the people that sit next to her in class are also just going to get a mega dose of radiation. We didn't want to have her...
uranium.
We didn't want her to feel alone going through this, and so we just made sure everyone gets the radiation dose. Technically, it's an isotope of iodine with a half-life of about 8 days. That's the other problem with this, right? She's receiving, like, every hour and a bit, a year's dose of radiation.
Sounds like a cool superpower.
And she's receiving that much radiation for, like... That much radiation we'll have in a week. Right? So... she's still going to be receiving significant amounts of radiation in, like, 2 months from now. What the fuck hit me? Whoa, okay. What the fuck hit me? What bullshit is that? I knew where I was there. Love that I can't... I don't know why I can't do this either. The first boss has been what's killing me. This happened yesterday, too. Once I got past, like, the second boss, I was fine. For whatever reason,
the world border, probably. The world border. There's no world border. The world border above doesn't hurt you. That's not a thing. Are you rusty? You seemed to do great the last time you played.
I mean, maybe a bit, but yeah, I guess. I mean, again, I got like a 10 hit yesterday. I have that recorded, I just have to upload that. I almost fell into the spikes 3 times. Oh my god.
Great, I'll probably not watch it.
Eh. I mean, you only gotta watch the exciting ones, right? Once it gets down to like the entire thing in 2 hits, then I expect you to watch it.
I don't think you ever told us why your sister got the radiation injected into her.
I have reiterated multiple times we are attempting to kill her internal organs. I don't know why this is so confusing for you. Hyperthyroidism.
Hitless, that's when I'll watch it.
When you finally beat the entire challenge, then I'll acknowledge you might be capable. Don't hit me. She's got hyperthyroidism, which is bad. And the other treatment that they used before this, had a... Come on, Moth. Really? Fuck you. The other treatment they used before this had a 30% chance of being lethal, and as it turns out, it was lethal. And so now they're just irradiating her thyroid. You know. If you can't subdue the thyroid through lethal chemicals, just irradiate it until it dies. Standard medical practice. And, make sure she's allowed to walk around and engage with the public. She goes back to school in 2 days. You know, Monday. So that way
the process.
That way the student sitting next to her can, you know, get some more radiation too. Mildly increase their chances. Because, you know, Amber, my sister shouldn't be the only one who is, like, has 6 times the chance of dying of cancer, right? So if you just bring the deadly radiation to school, you know, instead of using one of those lasers, like, you know, instead of treating it like cancer and just killing it in a logical way, just inject radioactive material into her. That's... you fuck. That is... I wanted to dash, but I couldn't because he got stunned. Like, because when he gets stunned, right?
I don't have to go to school until next semester. Emoji smiling face with sunglasses.
Nice.
Grass, your parents didn't pay the doctors to keep her classmates alive, only her.
Yeah, it's just that's not how ethics works. And, like, rights. You have a right to not be poisoned by deadly radiation. More broadly, a right to not be poisoned. Oh, come... what the fuck? I'm reset. I'm gonna reset again. 3 hits already. This is, like... ugh. Yesterday, I got through the entire first section without getting hit, and I only got, like...
If I have a right to not die, am I immortal?
No, that's not... I mean... This is a question we're gonna deal with in the coming century. One, do I have a right to die? 2, do I have a right to not die? That was close. What if I want to die? Come on, are you fucking kidding me? Am I legally allowed to?
Do I have a right to be born? What if I lose both of those rights?
That's not... Do I have a right to be born? Okay. Okay guys, welcome to this year's meeting of the UN. So you might know that time travel was recently invented. And so we want to, you know, reconfirm some human rights we thought we didn't need to go over until Dr. Kaminsky disappeared from human existence. So we're going to clarify that people have a right to be born, and that if
Pretty sure you don't get put in jail for suicide.
We want to clarify that people have a right to be born, and a right to not have their life manipulated by time travel. We're going to add that one in there. Oh, fuck you.
Sounds like a lot of grandfather paradoxes. And then we have to add the right to breath air for some dumb reason. Grass, you are sucking haired.
I know. Okay, everyone, welcome to this year's meeting of the Geneva Conventions. So as you all know, due to the events last year, we need to clarify that the new human rights are that you are allowed to... I don't know why we're gonna add to the human rights that you are allowed to breathe air now. Just wanted to clear that one up due to some, recent confusion. I know these human rights have been really up in the air
When
ever.
are we getting the human left's SMH?
I know the human rights have been real up in the air ever since last year. We had to clarify that human thought is to remain free, and that Facebook is not allowed to control everyone's minds. But I assure you that we remain committed to not enslaving the human rights. Oh my god!
Grass Facebook isn't download every meta app right now controlling your minds.
Obviously. I can go up on that? What's the best human right? Are there any human rights we don't need? I feel like there's a couple we could do without. Hang on.
Right to bear arms. I don't think we need bear arms.
That's not a human right, is the only thing there. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Some would argue.
Membership. Not what the fuck are you searching? Google, don't put. Why would you search
Grass,
that?
you can't just say what's the best human right and then immediately say what right we don't need. I was about to say the right to F.
We gotta clarify these human rights again. Everyone's got the right to sex.
It cut out and made it funnier.
Look, us human rights scientists don't get a lot of attention from the women, so we're just gonna amend this a little bit real quickly. The right to life, okay, here we go. The official United Nations website. I can trust this. Can I just get a list? Where's the list? Status of ratification of 18 international human rights treaties.
United Nations. But they are the British, you.
That's not, no.
And also the Irish,
That's not
I think.
correct. That's not correct in the slightest. Hang on, I'm searching the complete list. Okay, no discrimination is not correct. This next link is from Ontario. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This is what I want. Here we go.
Dude, show us.
The fuck do you want me to show you? Look it up. Look up the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 1. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are in...
This is why you should have played a mobile game.
Right, so we can search up the UN Declaration for Human Rights. They are endowed with reason and conscious? I don't know if you can... They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit
Zap the
of
image
brotherhood.
into our head.
Ah! You got that? Article 2. Everyone is entitled to all rights and freedoms set forth in the Declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race,
Grass,
color,
you are
sex,
the streamer.
language,
Thanks
religion...
for the image.
You're welcome. Religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Does that include crime? Am I entitled to a right to movement if I've committed crime? Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing,
So
or
what
under any
happens when
other
I break these rights?
limitation of sovereignty. Pretty much nothing, because the UN is powerless, unless you're... The UN is powerless to do anything, as we've seen by the fact that literally just one warmongering Joe Biden has the ability to,
Yay.
flick of his hand, kill tens of thousands. And the UN is helpless to stop him. Article 3, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. Fair enough.
Man, what a great stream. We are talking about human rights not even an hour in.
Article 4, no one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all forms. Don't even know what the slave trade is.
Better than the game, to be honest.
No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment. So cruel, inhumane, or degrading. Is murder... So, let's see. Based on what happens internationally, that is nothing.
Doesn't the UN do that?
I'd like to be in a UN prison.
The slave trade was the trading of slaves.
Ah, of course. I'd like to be in a UN prison. Go to a prison where they actually have to treat me like a human being. That's nice. I've considered moving to Norway just because their prisons don't violate the Human Rights Charter. Canada and America aren't exactly good with not violating your human rights in jail. Norway is good at it, though. Norway understands, you know, the fundamental universal law of our planet.
Norway to get arrested?
That's not really the point. You know, people get, like, falsely arrested, you know, right? If I get falsely arrested, I'd rather have my human rights still obeyed than not. We don't exactly live in a safe world, right?
Pretty sure there are good prisons in most places.
Do you know what a Norwegian prison is compared to, like, or like a Swedish prison compared to an American prison? You can be completely innocent and still be like have your human rights violated in America after having done literally nothing wrong. That is what the state of the US prison system is. You can do nothing wrong and lose your human rights. It's not exactly a good system.
Yes, it's very cool.
Article 6. Everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law.
What if you did something wrong?
Okay, but then then they can put you in prison. But you can also do nothing. Then they still can't violate your human rights. Article 7. All are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration. What? Equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. Article 8. Everyone has the right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights granted him by the Constitution or by law. What? To an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights
not
granted
totally
him.
behind rewarding the criminals.
That should be granted to him by the Constitution or by law. So you have a right to have your rights respected, basically. Article 9, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, arrest, detention, or exile. Yeah, right. I think Article 8 is specifically to try and fix Article 9. Yeah, they don't do that either. They'll arrest you and then beat you and then let you go without anything. I wonder if the U.S. actually follows any of these. I don't know if they have so far. Which one? Let's see. Which one of these articles does the U.S. actively follow? Let's see. Number 1, no. Number 2, no. Number 2 is about following the rest of them, so no.
You should try to reinstall
3,
Roblox and see if it'll work.
4, that's the slavery one. Does the U.S. still do slavery? Yeah, they do in their prisons. Yeah, they don't do 4. No one shall be subjected to torture or cruel, inhumane, and degrading. No, don't do 5. Recognition as a person before the law. Article 6, the U.S. mostly follows. I'm willing to give them like a yellow status on that one. All are equal before the law. No. Effective remedy. No. Arbitrary. No. Article 10. Everyone is entitled to full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal in the determination of his rights and obligations and of any criminal charge against him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say the U.S.
CT,
mostly does that.
Would you rather hear Grease read the human rights or watch him play a game?
Article 11, I can... Here, let me play the game real quick. Article 11. This one's got 2 sections. 1. Everyone charged with a penal offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty according to law in a public trial, at which he has all the guarantees necessary for his defense. The U.S. doesn't really do that. They try that, but they don't really do much of it. 2. No one shall be held guilty of any penal offense on account of any act or omission which did not constitute a penal offense under national or international law at the time when it was committed, nor shall a heavier penalty be imposed
good gameplay
than the one that was applicable at the time the penal offense was committed. That one makes a fair bit of sense, and I don't think that one's actually violated. U.S. gets a green on Article 11, Part 2. How many of these are there? Right to nationality. Article 16. Men and women of full age without any limitation due to race, nationality, or religion have the right to marry
rolling on the floor
and
laughing.
found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage, during marriage, and its dissolution. Marriage shall be entered into only the free and full consent of the intending spouses. 3. The family is the natural and fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by society and the state. That's a weird, third part to have in there. That doesn't feel... sorry, what about the fascists, though? The fascists think the individual, not the family, is the most important part. Article 16, not very inviting.
The guy is sleeping, LOL.
Don't worry, I'm sure he's fine. Look, he loves the Human Rights Declaration. Right to property. Freedom of thought. This one's actually in here, oddly enough. Article 18, everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Why is this put in with religion?
He's just taking a nap.
18 is honestly the weirdest one. Freedom of thought, that's common sense. Conscious, I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe,
oh
specify?
Man, I have to think sad.
And religion, which is the one possible thing in the entire article or the entire, declaration I don't necessarily agree with. This right includes freedom to challenge his religion or beliefs, and freedom, either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice worship, and observance. Does literally any country fully comply with Article 18? Again, I find it weird you put the thought one in with the religion one, but okay. Because let's be honest, right? Some countries, like, you have to follow a specific religion.
Anyone?
Some countries you have to follow a specific religion. Other ones, there are places where you're not allowed to follow your religion, or at least openly profess or follow your religion, right? Like in Norway, you're not allowed to follow. What is it?
North Korea be like.
I think it's, what is it? Like, different countries recognize different religions. And you're not allowed to practice certain ones in certain places. Oh, god damn it. Like, in schools, you're not allowed to practice most religions as a teacher.
Will I be banned if I follow the Spigot God?
The what? The Spigot God? Like, I know this doesn't...
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, oh, okay. No, spaghetti god's all fine. Like, in Canada, I'm pretty sure as a teacher, you're not allowed to have any religious symbols on you. But in America, that applies, but only for certain religions. Because, you know, racism. 19 is about expression opinion. 20 is about protest. Oh, I fucking Let's just keep going back to the reading. 20. 1, everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. 2, no one may be compelled to belong to an association. Article 20-2, like, blatantly just conflicts with the previous article about religion. Okay, so question then, right? What about when two articles conflict? If my religion requires that you follow my religion, but 20 says no one may be compelled to belong...
Human rights with Hollow Knight in the background.
Yeah, the human rights are actually the main thing. What if my religion forces other people to follow my religion? But also I can't compel anyone to follow my religion. This seems contradictory.
Doesn't the newer one override the old one?
So then Article 20 overrides Article 21? I don't think so. I think these were all put into place at the same time. I don't really think there's like a newer one and an older one. What the fuck, game? Article 21. Everyone has the right to take part in the government of his or her country, directly or through freely chosen representatives. 2. Everyone has the right of equal access to public service in his country. 3. The will of the people shall be the basis of the authority of government. This will shall be expressed in periodic and genuine elections, which shall be by universal and equal suffrage, and shall be held by secret vote or by an equivalent free voting process. Okay, so Article 21 is literally dictators are banned. My, headcanon is... My headcanon violates most of these articles. The way I feel better about the world for myself is just pretending there's a big country in the middle of the Pacific that is a dictatorial regime, but they're, common sense, and they just keep everybody safe by not being stupid. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, because, you know...
Oh yes, headcanon for human rights.
Everyone else exists, and they kind of get in the way constantly. Headcanon for human rights, yeah, there's a few we don't need in there. It's really effective, until literally anything happens that they would have done something, right? Like, what about the benevolent dictators, right? Those exist too. Article 22. Everyone as a member of society has the right to social and secure, is entitled to realization. What does realization mean? Through national effort and international cooperation. And in accordance with the organization and resources of each state. Of the economic, social, and cultural rights indispensable for his dignity and the free development of his personality. So true. Article 23 has
Maybe
4 points.
people are just scared of dictators, like nuclear power.
Nuclear power is a good thing. People love the El Salvadorian dictator. He's been great for gang crime. Article 23. 1. Everyone has the right to work, free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection against unemployment. 2. Everyone, without any discrimination...
Yeah, but people are scared because of the Chernobyl.
...has the right to an equal pay for work. 3. Everyone who works has the right to just and favorable remuneration? What? Remuneration, ensuring for himself
equal pay
and his family.
When was this written?
An existence worthy of human dignity and supplemented, if necessary, by other means of social protection. Is that protection? And 4, everyone has the right to form and join trade unions for protection of his interests. Only his interests, though. The women don't have interests. What the fuck, Scorb? What the fuck? I'm resetting him. Article 24. Everyone has the right to rest and leisure, including reasonable limitation of work hours and periodic holidays with pay. Yes, sir. Standard of living, Article 25. 2. Motherhood and childhood are entitled to special care and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection. What is wedlock? Hey kid, were you born in wedlock? Fuck this. I'm not gonna get hit on the first one. Right to education is 26.
Never heard of the word.
Parents have a prior...
just skip the boring stuff.
Okay, look at... This is the... Okay, this is... No, this has gotta be the worst one, okay? Article 26.3. Is this... Hang on, is this self-contradictory? Hang on, Article 26. I think this is the worst one. I think it might also be self-contradictory. Article 26-1. Everyone has the right to education. Education shall be free, at least in the elementary and fundamental stages. Elementary education shall be compulsory. Technical and professional education shall be made generally available, and higher education shall be equally accessible to all on the basis of merit. 2. Education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial or religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace. Okay, that's... that's such a weird specification. Your child's education should further the activities of the United Nations. It's a weird one. I guess that's not necessarily self-contradictory. That's
I
a
don't
very...
understand big words, but that sounds great.
That's a weird... So the problem with this, right, is it's so unclear about what the education needs to be. Like, it says nothing about teaching them true things. It says it should be... It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship. But it doesn't say anything about teaching the truth. And then -3, which is like something that shouldn't be on here. Parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that shall be given to their children. In other words, if parents want their children to be lied to, that is within their UN rights.
So we can teach them false things. Emoji smiling face with horns.
and the parents have the right to demand it. Article 16-3 has got to be the worst thing on here. Parents have a right to choose the kind of education that should be given to their children. Yeah, you don't have to teach them right things, just whatever the parents want. I'm sure that'll end fine, you know? Maybe the parents want to, you know, support the genocide of the who knows who, right? Well, according to the UN, you have to support...
What does kind of education mean?
I don't know. I assume, like, just what they're learning? We wanted to make sure the parents have the right to choose which genocides their children will and will not support, you know? Article 26, everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration can be fully realized. That makes sense.
Maybe it could even mean how advanced.
Should I memorize these? Should I, like, have the Human Rights Declaration memorized?
Got to love vagueness.
Okay, here's the question, right? Do we memorize the Human Rights Declaration or the Precepts of Zoe? Article 29, 1. Everyone has duties.
That's what lawyers are there for.
Everyone has duties to the community, in which alone the free and full development of his personality
If you want to be a lawyer, then memorize them.
You know what the problem with that is? Human rights are not law in most countries. So if you violate the human rights, like if you violate the human rights in America, they're just like, yeah, that's cool. As long as you didn't violate their own laws. As long as you didn't violate American law, violating the human rights is completely fine. This is the problem with human rights. Technically, they are an international requirement, but nobody cares. Because the UN is, like, less effective at this point than the fucking... What was the other one? What was the one that came before the UN? The League of Nations. The UN at this point is as fucking useless as the League of Nations. And if you know anything about the League of Nations, you know how useless they were. Come on. For those who don't know, the League of Nations was the attempted UN that they made after World War I. It didn't... Clearly, it didn't work. 2. In this exercise of his rights and freedoms, everyone...
I'm sorry, the League of Nations just sounds stupid.
Well, you know, it was like the UN, but they all got to like together and played tennis tournaments every once in a while. How else do you make sure international law is followed? Everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law, solely for the purpose of securing due recognition and respect for the rights and freedoms of others, and of meeting the just requirements of morality, public order, and the general welfare in a democratic society.
A group of furs once hacked a nuclear power plant. I don't know what they did, but they hacked it.
That's a thing that happens. So Article 29 and -3, these rights and freedoms may in no case be exercised contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. Wait, what? What kind of bullshit overarching claim is Article 29? Article 29 is... Article 29 says, despite everything else we said, you still have to do things you have to do. They can take away your rights, as long as it's for a good reason. And you may in no way abuse what we said to break our own view of the world. So, ignore everything else we said, if you're gonna use it in a bad way. Right? Just, Article 29 is, don't abuse anything else we just said. And Article 30, nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, group, or person any right to engage in any activity or to perform any act aimed at the destruction of any of these rights and freedoms set forth herein. What? Implying for any state, group, or person any right to engage in activity or perform any act aimed at the destruction of any of the rights and freedoms set forth. Okay, and Article 30 is just saying... Okay, and Article 30 says, this declaration is accurate for the rest of time, and you may never remove it. Article 30 just says, act, and you can't change your mind in the future. Look, you have the right to free thought, but that doesn't mean you get to decide what's right.
Dude, where's the moral laws?
There are no moral laws. Morality is dead. Article 30 is just, oh, and if you change your mind, go fuck yourself. Look, if we decide that a right to free thought was a mistake later, right? If we want to undo the religion or, like, clarify what the education thing is, if we decide that parents aren't actually the ones that should be deciding what their children learn, too bad, so sad, no takesies backsies. Welcome to Hollow Knight, everybody.
Who the hell wrote these?
I don't know. They're not very... but a lot of them are, like, way too broad, and other ones are just stupid. I in no world trust a parent to determine what their child should be learning. And who's the United Nations to be saying what my parents should be saying I should be learning? Like, what about my right to learn what's accurate? There's one, right? What about a child's right to learn accurate information? Why does the parent have the right to determine what their child should learn, but the child doesn't have the right to learn the truth? I'd say that's the only other problem with the, like, the UN.
Can I learn an accurate way to make meth?
I'd say that's the other problem with this, like, Declaration of Rights. Like, it misses a... Like, aside from the fact that you're not allowed to change it, which is, like, not how anything works. We're gonna change it at some point. That education one is so bad. Why does the parent have the right, and not, like, or the educator, right? Exactly. Like, what if I tack on Article 31? Ignore Article 30. Like, what happens if I put out my own Declaration of Human Rights? And it's just this declaration, but with some minor adjustments, right?
I mean, the parents should have the right for some time. I don't think you should give a 10-year-old that much freedom.
If I have the right to free thought and expression, do I not have the right to follow my own human rights? Like, this Declaration of Human Rights really imposes a lot of your will onto my rights. What the fuck? I'm resetting again. Let's go back and read some of the articles we skipped. Hey, Moloch. Where did we get up to? Article 13.1. Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence without within the borders of each state. 2. Everyone has the right to leave. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and return to his country.
Alrighty, be right back. Wait, does that mean I can trespass?
That's not... No. What the fuck? Article 14.1. Everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. 2. This right may not be invoked in the case of prosecutions genuinely arising from non-political crimes or from acts contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. So Article 14 details asylum. 15 is nationality. What if I just break all of these?
I don't know, man. These are some boring human rights. Where are the fun ones?
Where are the fun ones?
I'm back.
15.2 is no one shall be arbitrarily deprived... Hang on. Arbitrarily deprived of his nationality, nor denied the right to change his nationality.
What achievement do you get for breaking every human right?
What if I break every war crime? Instead of the International Peace Prize, just give me the International Crime Prize. If I
You'll
commit...
just be a war criminal.
If I commit every... Well, these are human rights, not war crimes. If I commit every war crime, right? Do I get the International Violence Prize? If I were the head of a country, I'd absolutely be willing to bestow that just for the joke of it. I'd be willing to bestow that, right? In Canada today, Vladimir Putin is being bestowed with the International Violence Prize for committing every war crime. What the fuck? Game!
Guinness World Records might give you an award if you pay them. Such a big threat you get your own prize trophy.
Everyone has the right to own property alone, as well as in association with others. 2. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his property. We got to those ones.
Most war crimes committed.
Is there a full list of every war crime? See, Declaration of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a lot easier to find than a list of war crimes. I wonder why they make it so difficult to find a complete list of war crimes.
You mean a bucket list?
Exactly.
Geneva suggestion. Google it. I'm sure you won't be flagged. Hi AA.
I got something. Metropolitan Police.
Hi Ken.
The fuck? Did I walk in? I swear to you know what? Just kill me. Murder, extermination. Oh, here we go. UN war crimes. I trust the United Nations more than the Metropolitan Police. Are you gonna get up? He'll be fine. Even though the prohibition of certain behavior in the conduct of armed conflicts is traced back to many centuries, the concept of war crimes developed partially at the end of the 19th century and beginning of the 20th century when international humanitarian law, so the law of armed conflict, was codified. The Hague Convention, adopted in 1899 and 1907, focus on the prohibition.
Well, at least we don't need to pause during this boss fight.
No, I'm gonna die eventually, don't worry. Rome Statutes of the International Criminal Court, Article 8, War Crimes. The court shall have jurisdiction in respect of war crimes, in particular when committed as part of a plan or policy or as a part of a large-scale commission of such crimes. To the purpose of the status of statute war crimes means A. Grave breach of the Geneva Conventions of 12 August 1949, namely any of the following acts against persons or property protected under the provisions of the relevant Geneva Convention. 1. Willful killing.
Just read out the fun stuff.
1. Willful
hey man,
killing.
I'm here to talk to you about your car extended warranty, the player.
2. Torture or inhumane treatment, including biological experiments. 3. Willful causing great suffering or serious injury to body or health. 4. Extensive destruction or appropriation of property not justified by military necessity and carried out unlawfully and wantonly. 5. Compelling a prisoner of war or other protected person to serve in the forces of a hostile power. 6.
Willful killing.
Willfully
Murder.
depriving a prisoner of war on the other protected person of the rights of fair and regular trial. 7. Unlawful deportation or transfer or unlawful confinement. 8. Taking hostages.
I like to imagine the knight is reading this out to false knight as they sit helpless.
False knight, have you committed any of these crimes? B. Other serious violations of law and customs applicable in international armed conflict within the established framework of international law, namely any of the following acts. 1. You listening, false knight? Intentionally directing attacks against the civilian population as such or against individual civilians not taking direct part in hostilities. 2. Intentionally directing attacks against civilian objects, that is, objects which are not military objectives. 3. Intentionally, this is getting longer and longer. 5. Attacking or bombarding by whatever means towns, villages, dwellings, or buildings which are undefended and which are not military objectives. 6. Killing or wounding a combatant who, having laid down his arms or having no longer means of defense, has surrendered at discretion. 7. Making improper use of a flag of truce, of the flag or of military insignia and uniform of the enemy or of the United Nations, as well as of the distinctive emblems of the Geneva Conventions, resulting in death or serious personal injury. Oh my god. These are so long. 11. Killing or wounding treacherously individuals belonging to the hostile
US
nation or
did
army.
so much.
12. Declaring that no quarter will be... Ha! 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 This is a fucking Skyrim reference in the Geneva Conventions. 12. Declaring that no quarter will be given.
What?
It is a war crime. It is a war crime to declare that no quarter will be given. So it is a fucking Skyrim reference. Give them no quarter. Oh, you want to give me no quarter, buddy? Hey, buddy. That's a war crime.
Oh man, I can't give them 5 cents.
Destroying or seizing the enemy's property unless that's destruction or seizure. Remote, you good? Fire's fine. Destruction or seizure be imperatively demanded by the necessities of war. Declaring abolished, suspended, or inadmissible in the court of law the rights and actions of the nationals of the hostile party.
Can't believe I committed a war crime.
Compelling the nationals of the hostile
Is
party to
killing
take
the
part.
false knight when he can no longer fight back also a war crime?
I wonder if I'd commit every war crime in Hollow Knight. Welcome, everybody, to the Hollow Knight War Crime Challenge.
Probably not.
The fuck? Pillaging a town or place, even when when taken by assault, so pillaging is a crime. Employing poison or poisoned weapons. Employing asphyxiating, poisonous, or other gases, and all analogous liquids, materials, or devices. Employing bullets which expand or flatten easily in the human body, such as bullets with a hard envelope which does not entirely cover the core, or is pierced with incisions. Here's a long one. Employing weapons, projectiles, and materials and methods of warfare which are of nature to cause superfluous injury or unnecessary suffering, which are inherently indiscriminate in violation of international law or of armed conflict.
So no special bullets?
Basically.
Watch Mojo should really do a top 10 because reading everything is boring.
In the case of an armed conflict, not of an international character, serious violations of Article 3, common to the 4 Geneva Conventions of 12 August 1949, namely the following acts committed against persons taking no active part in hostilities, including members of armed forces who've laid down their arms and those placed hors de combat by sickness, wounds, detention, or any other cause. Hors de combat, out of combat, basically. Violence to life and person, in particular murder of all kinds, mutilation, cruel treatment, and torture, committing outrages upon personal dignity, in particular humiliating and degrading treatment. 3. Taking of hostages. 4. The passing of sentences and the carrying out of executions without previous judgment pronounced by a regularly constituted court, affording all
the Geneva
judicial
Convention
guarantees
with
which are
Family
generally
Guy funny
recognized
moments at the bottom.
as indespicable. There's paragraph D to C applies to armed conflicts not of international character, and thus does not apply to situations of international disturbances and tensions such as riots, isolated and sporadic acts of violence or other acts of similar nature. So if Trump commits war crimes but he's not at war, he's fine, basically. E. Other serious violations of the law and
Fun fact,
and customs
most
applicable in
people
armed
can't
conflicts.
unfocus, make their eyesight blurry on command. I can do that.
I can also do that. That's not difficult to do. Can most people not do that? Let me try a run with my eyes blurry. Oh, hang on, there's water in my eyes. Okay.
I can only do it if I cross my eyes.
I'm looking in the center of the screen, and my eyes are blurred. Uh-oh. Hang on. 1. Intentionally directing attacks against the civilian population, such as or against individual civilians not taking direct part in hostilities. intentionally directing attacks against buildings dedicated to religion, education, art, science, or charitable purposes, historic monuments, hospitals, and places where the sick and wounded are collected, provided they are not military objectives. Hey, but what if I'm at war with religion? Then what? I guess then they're just using the religious buildings as military objectives, and it's fine. Pillaging a town or place, even when taken by assault. Committing rape, sexual slavery, and forced prostitution, forced pregnancy, as defined in Article 7, Paragraph 2F.
Military objectives.
Enforced sterilization, and any other form of sexual violence, also constituting a serious violation of Article 3, common to the 4 Geneva Conventions. Conscripting or enlisting children under the age of 15 years into armed forces or groups, or using them to participate in actively in hostilities. Ordering the displacement of the civilian population for reasons related to the conflict, unless the security of the civilians involved or imperative military reasons so demand. Killing or wounding treacherously a combatant adversary. Declaring that no quarter will be given. Why is this here again? Subjecting persons who are in the power of another party to the conflict to physical mutilation or to medical or scientific experiments without any kind, which are neither justified by the medical, dental, yeah, just to clarify that the dentists out there are loved, or hospital treatment of the person concerned not carries out in his or her interests, and which cause death or seriously endanger the health of such person or persons. Destroying or seizing the property of an adversary, unless such destruction or seizure.
Why does unless military objectives sounds like something that the government added to do those things?
Be imperatively demanded by the necessities of conflict. Paragraph 2E applies to armed conflicts. This is references. Nothing in paragraph 2C and E shall affect the responsibility of government to maintain or re-establish law and order in the state, or to defend the unity and territorial integrity of the state by all legitimate means. Okay, what else do we got here? Let's see. Zoom that in. Here's another list. Some more important laws. I just want to see the thing.
Is dumping thousands of children into the void a war crime?
I want to say it's a human rights violation. If he wasn't at war, it's hard to say it's a war crime. 1, always win your battles.
Drafting.
2, never let them laugh at you. What if I put these ones as my human rights laws? 3, what does it say? Always be rested. 4, forget your past.
Grass,
5,
what are you talking about?
strength beats strength. These are human rights. These are like war crimes. Choose your own. 6, choose your own fate. 7,
Oh yes, making our own version of human rights.
7, mourn not the dead. Mourning the dead is a war crime. 8, tread alone, travel alone. Traveling together is a war crime. 9, keep your home tidy. Keeping your home messy is a war crime. 10, keep your weapon sharp. Keeping your weapon unsharp is torture, which is a war crime. 11, mothers will always betray you. So betray your mother first, or it's a war crime. 12,
Could you say the Pale King was at war with the Radiants? Maybe the children in the void thing could be considered a war crime on those crew. Grass, what?
I guess it could, yeah. 12, keep your cloak dry. I'm just reading from the... What does this say? I'm reading from the United Nations UN.org/EN/genocide prevention/war-crimes.shtml. I'm reading from the United Nations War Crimes document. 13.
That's totally bullshit.
13, never be afraid. Being afraid is a war crime. 14, respect your superiors. Disrespecting your superiors is war crime. 15, one foe, one blow. Kill all your enemies in one shot. Spare them no chance to live. That's a war crime. 15, don't hesitate. Hesitation's a war crime. 17, believe in your strength. 18, seek truth in the darkness. 19, if you try, succeed. 20,
I'm not signing this.
speak only... Ken,
Wait,
listen
so
to...
one shot, one kill is a war crime.
No, not one shot is a war... Well, maybe that's a war crime. Either, if you don't kill your enemy in one shot, that might be a war crime, but if you do kill them in one shot, that might also be a war crime. So just use your best judgment. 20, speak only truth. Lies are a war crime. 21, be aware of your surroundings. Not being aware of your surroundings is going to be considered a war crime. 22, abandon the nest. All nests are considered war crimes. 23, identify the foe's weak point. All weak points are war crimes, and they must be killed immediately. 24, strike the foe's weak point.
Blind people are war criminals.
24, strike the foe's weak point. This is like the conclusion of 23. 25, protect your own weak point. If you have a weak point, that will be considered a war crime. 26, don't trust your reflection. Your reflection is now considered a war crime. 27, eat as much as you can. If you starve, that's a war crime.
Leg eater is a war criminal now. 26 is true.
True. 28, don't peer into the darkness. That's a war crime. 29, develop your sense of direction. That way you know what it is and isn't a war crime. 30, never accept a promise. Promises are now considered war crimes. 21, darkness lives inside of dirt. Wait. What does that say? Disease lives inside of dirt. Disease is a war crime.
Fuck them, mirrors are banned from war if the reflection is a war crime. Is it a war crime to not remember this?
Yes. There'll be a war crime at the end about that. 32, names hold power. Names not holding power is now a war crime. 33, show the enemy no respect. Showing your enemy respect is now a war crime. 34, don't eat.
Damn, I'm failing the war crime test.
Don't eat immediately before sleeping. That is now considered a war crime. 35, up is up, down is down. If you forget this, it will be considered a war crime. 36, eggshells are brittle. Remember this in committing your war crimes. 27, borrow, do
So
not lend.
dementia is officially a war crime.
Yes. 37, borrow but do not lend. Lending is now a war crime. 38, beware the mysterious force, for it is now a war crime. 39, eat quickly, drink slowly. The inverse will be considered a war crime. 40, obey no law but your own. Also this one, or else it will be considered a war crime. For your law must be this law.
The Force from Star Wars.
41, learn to detect lies. Lies are now considered a war crime, and you must report them when you first see them. 42, spend geo when you have it. Not spending geo or hoarding geo will be considered a war crime. 43, never forgive. Forgiving will be considered a war crime. 44, you cannot breathe water. Attempting to breathe water will be considered a war crime. Change to the applicable currency when you may. Remember, this is the UN Human Rights Declaration.
The currency in Hollow Knight.
No. The currency in Zimbabwe.
Now these are fun war crimes.
The currency in Zimbabwe. 44, you cannot breathe water. 45, one thing is not another. If you attempt to turn one thing into another or believe one thing is another, you will be convicted of war crimes. 46, the world is smaller than you think. If you think the world is larger than you think, you will be convicted of war crimes. 47, make your own weapon. Using weapons that are not made by yourself will not be considered a war crime. 48, be careful with fire. Fire will not be considered a war crime. 49, statues are meaningless. Statues are also now considered a war crime, and so is things being meaningless. 50, don't linger on mysteries. Mysteries are now considered a war crime.
Hollow Knight is in Zimbabwe and fish are against the Geneva Convention. What a world.
51, nothing is harmless. Things that are harmless will now be considered a war crime. 52, beware the jealousy of fathers. Fathers will not be considered a war crime. 53, do not steal the desires of others. Stealing the desires of others will not be considered a war crime. 54, if you lock something away, keep the key. Losing keys is now considered a war crime. 55, bow to no one. Bowing is now considered a war crime. 56, do not dream. Dreaming
Back
is
did
now...
I hear that raiding water is a war crime right before I left.
Breathing water is a war crime. 56, do not dream. Dreaming will not be considered a war crime. And we can read your minds, so don't even try. And 57, obey all precepts. Failure to obey all precepts will be considered a war crime. Yeah, so you're probably good, right? Okay, let's go deal with some war crimes. I hear you've been dreaming.
If having a father is a war crime, then I am completely innocent. Can't believe it's December 1983.
Yeah, December 1983, don't worry about it. This one's a mother, that's a war crime. No mothers allowed. We clarified this already. You lended money. That was quite clearly outlined as a war crime.
Is there a rule that makes it so that those in power are immune?
I don't think that's one of them. I mean, I don't have to follow my own laws, you know. I can dream all I want. I'd love to see some, like, dictator in Africa use the precepts of Zot as justification for some execution. Quite right here in the precepts of Zot, it quite clearly says dreaming will be considered a war crime. And our sources tell us you have been dreaming.
Who's Zot?
Zot drafted the UN Constitution. You should really know these things. Hornet, you had a father, that was a war crime, we already discussed this. Gorb, accepted a promise.
Brass, why would I care about rules and laws? You should know that I don't pay much attention.
Gorb accepted a promise, that was quite clearly a war crime. You lost the key to your grade 12 locker. That's a war crime. And now he's trying to ignore judgment. That's a war crime. I have a very good understanding of war crimes. Is it 9 already?
What's the sentence?
Death. What the fuck? I'm resetting again. I do want an actual good run. It's only 9. Okay, we're gonna get like one good run.
It is in fact already 9 for you and 10 for me. Does it stack?
Yes. You will be killed, brought back to life, and then killed again to pay for your crimes.
Great.
What the fuck? This game is such bullshit, eh? I don't know why I just suck. What is the furthest boss we've gotten to? Have we passed Moloch? I don't know if we have gotten past Moloch. I'm too distracted with the human rights.
I don't see this as linearly.
As what? What do you mean linearly?
In just saying and not paying attention, and I don't see if there's an end or beginning.
Let's not take unnecessary damage to Gorb this time. His teleporting is really getting on my nerves. The fuck? He has no warning when he's gonna do that the first time.
Did you even get through this once?
No. We haven't gotten past Moloch. You're fucking kidding me. But we know a lot more about human rights.
And you got 10 hits yesterday. We spent most of the time on human rights.
And war crimes.
Maybe you're the grass from the mirror. Your Honor, human rights laws do not apply because we are bugs.
Your Honor, human rights laws don't apply because I'm a cyborg.
Grass, just play another game.
Oh my god, guys, we made it to absolute radiance. And we still got full health. What a miracle.
Artificial life matters.
What are the chances? Here without getting hit at all. This is it. This is our opportunity.
This guy is so cool.
That didn't happen. I actually intentionally took that hit just so that I could prove that I don't have to take any hits to defeat it.
Laughing.
I'm just activating my Fury of the Fallen. That way I can, like, hit more damage. He hurts more now.
Every mess up you see is all intentional. It's just for the content.
And just like that.
I don't think grass does content.
Welcome to Hitless C5. Who just screamed? Oh, his name is just ah. Okay, and I don't just skip the ending just for like the speed of it, you know. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to make a comment, like and subscribe.
Whoa, he best P5 with one hit. Damn, grass, you finally saw his
Why
name.
not opens that? How long has he been here? Phase out. Now this.
I
is
don't
57
know.
laws I
Like
can follow.
15 to 30 minutes.
Nice to have you here.
He was there since the war crime bit. Man, what a hard challenge. Harder than Radiance. Is this just a challenge to see how many you can kill before death?
Yes.
Wait, Brass, why are you so good at Radiance? You seem to suck at the other guys.
I've had a lot of practice.
If he's like the hardest boss and you beat him with one hit, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
If the Radiance tried to infect Zod, he would probably overtake its will and take control of the infection for himself.
Well, we all know Zod is the main character. Oh god, long Zod. Oh, I didn't realize it killed me. 62.
Shit.
That is first attempt, Eternal Ordeal in gold. He doesn't have a mind of his own.
Shout out to my fellow Zod heads, we love Zod.
Why'd he jump so soon? Does he always immediately jump?
You don't have the old man voice, Grass. Stick to poetry.
Aw.
Wait, have you written some? Think you said you'd show us.
didn't say that out today. I am still working on it. I've got like 3 poems, only 2 which will actually be relevant. That I've got to write for like next week. So I can give you some poetry next week. Ah, the ground one. Let's try and get 100 Zotes. Zotes are hard. 100 Zotes and double damage is very difficult.
Oh, okay. Any themes in mind? Like a little teaser of what's to come.
One of them is about, like... How do I... I don't even know what one's about, and the other one is still in the early stages of writing. So, damn you. You assholes.
Waiting for you to say death.
Did I write a poem about death? Ow.
I have a poem. It goes, Zote riding a boat, inside a moat, then Zote saw a goat, Zote put the goat inside his boat in the moat, and then song. Probably overdone, heard a lot of poets die.
Uh-oh. Please stop. And I don't play it very often, so it won't be very high.
Did the stream stop, CT?
No, the stream is still here. Soul Drain Zote is such a bad Zote.
Rap is just gangster poetry.
No, it's not. Rap isn't poetry. Rap is shit singing. Rap can be good, but it's done good very rarely. Here's the key, right? Here's how you know if your rap is good or bad. It's good. It's making intelligent choices. It's good.
It lagged hard for me.
Rap
Yeah,
is
me
good
too.
if it sounds like fast poetry. Rap is bad if every second word is the N-word.
It's back though.
If it sounds like poetry, that's good rap. Good lyrics are a thing. But it's rare to find rap artists that do it. Eminem is on, like, the best example I'm always pointing to. I don't particularly like rap, but I've heard some Eminem stuff, and it's not bad.
Rap is just poetry with thin word.
It's just
I
poetry
honestly
with...
have no idea what my song genre is.
I mostly listen to country.
So that's why you made a country song.
That's not... I was 4.
I will never let you forget your mistakes. In my liked playlist on Spotify, it's mostly just electronic type tags.
I swung the sword! Zote was faster than me.
The only rap I've ever listened to was that one Undertale fan song, Kind of Fire, not gonna lie.
Welcome to the underground. Enjoy the fall. You should take a look around, because the fall...
The Stronger Than You Undertale parody? I don't think Ebert is a rap. Raz, please stop.
How many hits are these guys? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 hits. Oh, come on. What the fuck was I supposed to do there? What the fuck, game?
The Stronger Than You parody was good too.
Oh my god. Have you seen the Hollow Knight animation that goes along to the lyrics of Curses?
No.
Look it up. Look up Hollow Knight Curses. Very good. I swear to God, so.
I love the Curses animation thing.
It's very good.
I know the Hollow Knight animation where the knight pulls out an Act 4-7 and draws angry eyebrows on himself.
I've seen that.
Do you think it's weird that you're white and you only like Eminem as a rapper? Empires is also another good Hollow Knight one.
Why is that a problem? Eminem's black, right?
No.
No? What do you mean? What do you mean, no? Hang on.
I'm sorry, are you serious about Eminem being black?
Me asking if Eminem is black has crashed Google. Hang on. Yeah, look, right here. The packaging is black. They even got a brown one. How do you spell Eminem? All
Grass,
I have...
just search for Eminem. Don't embarrass yourself.
All I have is Steve Harvey as an Eminem. What the fuck am I supposed to be... Is this it? Rapper. There we go. He's... Okay, oh no, that's... Well... Why does he have, like, 3 different skin colors? Hey, who's the black one? I thought... What? That isn't... Oh. 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 Oh,
Who's the
no.
black one? What
Oh,
are you talking
God.
about, Grass?
That's brown.
Gaslight gatekeep girlbus, unless Ken is right.
Don't look up black M&M.
Grass, what did you find?
Don't look that up. Who's this? It says black M&M.
Oh no.
It says black M&M.
I'ma look it up and you can't stop me.
Hospin
What
explains.
do you mean? It's like common knowledge Eminem is bloody white.
Explains why people refer to him. Oh no, wait, that's okay. Look, this should be all the proof you need. I don't know what rap is. Of course, I don't know Of course, I didn't know he was white. That just proves I have no idea what I'm talking about. How did I get on 1 heart? Fuck. I'm gonna look it up. You can't stop me. How is that common knowledge?
I didn't know either.
See? Screaming Man admits it.
It sounds kinda racist of you to think that rap is for black people. I looked it up and I didn't see anything bad.
I'm not saying rap is for black people. There's some way to express what I'm thinking without sounding racist, but I can't figure out what it is. Rap started off as a black form of music. Because it started out of, like, what was it? It started out of...
See if you want to just go to the Funny Green website and search Eminem.
No, I actually I had a class that taught me the history of this, right? I know the history of rap, which is how I prove I'm not racist.
Oh man, Grass, you're gonna have to get a ukulele for an apology video.
Da, 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 da. I'm sorry, I thought Eminem was black. Da, 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 da. I'm sorry, I knew the history of rap. Da, 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 da. I'll write a poem about that.
Can I ma do that in the future, when I don't know?
Yeah, someone buy me a ukulele
I
for the
did
apology.
nothing wrong.
If you look to your right, you'll see I have a cat. Da 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 da. It helps me appear more innocent. Da 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 da.
I don't know, Grass, maybe a saxophone would be more fun.
What about a harmonica? Fuck. Rap started out as a black form of music
It's
out of
pretty country.
like deep New York that was intended to be like a rebellion against bad societal times and racism at the time. Modern day, it's just a form of music. But it still has deep origins and connections with black culture. Is that the non-racist way to say that? We had a French guy come in and tell us these things, okay? Which means I can't be wrong. The French guy wouldn't lie to me.
Adult nursery rhymes are sick.
Adult nursery rhymes?
If Hollow Knight took place in modern times, do you think the Pale King or Radiance would make a YouTube apology?
Probably both of them. Can we get the animation of the Pale King Radiance YouTube apology? And if it makes you feel better about the Eminem thing, don't worry, I don't actually listen to rap anyway. So don't worry.
The real question is, will they apologize in the apology video? I'm sorry for dumbing those children in car. It just seemed like a good idea at the time.
No, of course they won't actually apologize.
Grass, don't worry, I don't think you're racist, for this anyway.
Look, do some of my opinions violate standard human right law? Yes. Just not racist, race-based.
You may be a war criminal, but thank God you're not racist. I didn't think I listened to rap, but I had the pop rap tag on my liked playlist on Spotify, so I guess I do.
Did I kill him and he killed me at the same time? What time is it? I do have poetry I'm supposed to be writing. This will be the last one.
Kill trade. The Radiance as a YouTube vlogger sounds horrifying. They've become too powerful.
I absolutely want to see that animation series.
Write poetry on stream SMH.
I can write some poetry you want me to just like cancel this stream, start a new one, and it's just writing poetry? Or do we just keep it in the Hollow Knight stream, you know? Human rights, Hollow Knight, and poetry.
Yeah, that sounds like a normal stream. Nah, just start riding in the Hollow Knight stream.
Okay, do you guys know who Sylvia Plath is? We can start writing the Sylvia Plath imitation. So I have to write an original poem,
No.
a poem about one of my classmates, and an imitation of Sylvia Plath.
Yeah, she's like a super popular poet who game ended herself.
Yes, I told you this yesterday, didn't I?
That's all you said. Yeah, I didn't really do any research or look her up.
I can't dive, damn you, Zote! Okay, one more, that was short. Yeah, so Sylvia Plath was... We have to do an imitation poem of her. We have to do one original poem, one imitation of Plath poem, and then one poem about one of our friends. Which we've been, like, already assigned. So I need lines about being overthrown by another one of my friends named Malcolm. So I need lines about my one friend being as the elected leader, as the elected co-president of our English class, being constantly having Malcolm try to overthrow him. You think you can give me a good line about that? Can chat poetry.
Malcolm? That's who you chose to hate. Sad.
Why am I healing?
I thought I was really good at the audition.
How did that... What was the chance that
What's the fastest you can talk?
You'd have to give me... That's very hard to say. I can talk pretty fast, although I have to constantly make up exactly what I'm saying, so I need to know exactly what I'm going to say ahead of time. And I can't read fast. I'm actually very bad at reading. I constantly trip over myself and...
4x speed, probably.
Approximately that, yes. I constantly trip over myself and, like, speak very poorly, though, when I'm actually reading something off. So speaking while reading, I end up actually talking slower than I normally can. Although, in terms of actually speaking, which is words I'm thinking off the top of my head, just in terms of trying to form sentences together, I can actually speak at around 4 times speed, I'd say. It's probably accurate, although 3 times might be more accurate. Speaking 4 times speed is actually quite different.
I talk faster when reading.
I just suck at reading out loud. Oh, that was supposed to be last time. Oh well. Okay, well, we can poetry.
Just say buffalo a lot.
Just say buffalo a lot. Buffalo, 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 buffalo a lot. Buffalo a lot, 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 buffalo a lot.
Whoa, he talks so fast.
My listening is the best of my, like, 4 skills, right? Of my reading, writing, talking, and listening, listening is absolutely the best.
Isn't buffalo, 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 buffalo a real grammatically correct sentence?
You can grammatically correctly string together as many ands as you want.
At least someone got my reference. So are you actually gonna do the poet stream? The more
Yeah.
I think about it, the more it sounds like a bad idea.
I mean, sure, why not? I don't know how chat... I'm not just gonna take chat's advice. Chat's gonna have to have good ideas. But if chat can have good ideas, sure.
Chat will definitely not have good ideas. Poem after Lumber Tycoon if possible, since it was supposed to be today but some stuff happened. Is a Hollow Knight War Crimes speedrun a good idea?
That's a great idea. Oh, I thought that was... I thought that was real. That was one I should have touched. Do you want to do a Hollow Knight War Crimes speedrun? Like, would we be
New game file where we commit as many war crimes as possible. How many can you do?
How many war crimes do you commit in Hollow Knight?
We need to before Scurry beats us to it.
So the other week, I was spying on this random Hollow Knight YouTuber to steal ideas from him before he got a chance to do it. And I realized that
I mean, the
you can
more
commit
fun
this
stuff
many
isn't
grass
possible.
war crimes. Fun stuff isn't impossible, so just commit war crimes. I mean, yeah, you can't do any arson. Oh, right. I forgot about this. Yeah, let's just have this playing. This is the screen that'll happen while we're doing poetry.
Someone counted the amount of war crimes in Undertale. We could get them to do it in Hollow Knight. And I realized that this small streamer is absolutely insane. I mean the fun war crimes like anything to do with the civilians.
One of my friends created a, buzzer. One of my friends created a buzzer that is just, has a light connected to it that is so bright that it will literally blind you if you look at it. So that when they're answering trivia questions, everyone knows who answered. So now when he answers his trivia questions, everyone will know who he is. Okay, you want to write some poetry? Does chat want to help poetry? Or does it want to be a surprise?
Man moths must love that light.
Okay, so far, problem is, right, I think I've got a good first line, but I feel like it doesn't connect well with the next lines. So I want to put something else in here first, right? I've got like a first line and then some other lines, but I want to put something else in here.
I don't think the chat will be much help.
Let's see what you guys can come up with, okay? Here's what I have so far. When we left our cave, we did so not out of desire, but out of necessity. We had stared out for millennia, awaiting the day we'd join our brethren above. Our own stars did not shine as lovingly as those beyond our rock, though for moments they were as bright. How does that feel together? How does that sound?
Okay, that's bloody boring.
What do you mean that? What do you expect? What do you mean that's boring? Do you mean this is Ken boring or this is poetry boring?
You're right. Sounds fine to me, but I'm not a poetry biologist.
A poetry bio. Yeah, I'm the only one who's taken
I
like.
didn't realize how boring poetry is.
I'm the only one who's taken like proper English classes and experienced good amounts of poetry between you. I assume. Knowing that internet people do not exactly have much experience in terms of poetry, generally. I feel...
I'm not a peologist.
Peologist. I feel like there needs to be something else between that first and second line. Like, maybe there should be, like, a separate first paragraph with that first line. So do you want to know what the meaning behind it is, though? Because it sounds boring, but it's got, like, metaphors behind it, right? So, when we left our cave, we did so not out of desire.
Sure.
When we left our cave, we did so not out of desire, but out of necessity. It's not talking about a physical cave.
If it were in written form, it might be easier to understand.
Yeah. It's not about a physical cave, although you're supposed to think it is. The cave represents Earth. And so the whole concept of the poem is supposed to be basically we nuked ourselves and then had to leave. So, and then the next bit is, we had stared out for millennia, awaiting the day to join our brethren above. So, we had looked up to the stars for millennia, waiting to go up and join them. And the whole point is, ultimately, we got what we wanted to go see the stars, but we had to abandon Earth in the process because we ruined it while trying to get there. And then the next lines follow that with, our own stars did not shine as lovingly as those beyond our rock. So, our stars did not shine as lovingly as Earth. And then it says, though for moments they were as bright. And it's a reference to nukes. For a moment, our own stars are nukes. For a moment, they are as bright as stars, though they do not shine as lovingly as real stars. So that's supposed to be the concept. I just have to finish the poem now.
That's pretty cool.
Poetry is not easy.
I like it.
I like it too. I've spent a long time just like pacing back and forth and thinking about how to do this. So tonight, I'm going to do some physics
Boring, falls unconscious.
stuff. I'm going to keep working on the poetry, and I'm going to do some physics stuff, and then tomorrow I got to do, like, history IA and some more poetry. And then all of next week, and then study for my math test.
If I were to make an edit, it would go like, nuclear holocaust bad, and that's bad.
Yeah, see, this is why
so
chat's
singing
advice
in the background really adds to the themes of the poem.
We destroyed the Earth. No, 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 no. We emigrated to the stars. Everything we've ever known is gone.
So launched the nukes.
Oh, he clears his voice. Zod launched the nukes when that
like
thing...
the humming song on the golden disc in space.
When that thing descended upon us and launched our nukes at ourselves, we knew it was too late, and that Team Cherry was to blame. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I feel like there needs to be something more. I feel like it doesn't quite connect. I feel like it's a little disjointed. Yeah, I feel like it's disjointed. I need something after the second line that connects it better. When we left our cave, we did so not out of desire, but out of necessity. I am content with that line, but what comes next?
Written form. I don't wanna ask you to read it a bunch of times.
How do I give it to you in written? How do you want me to do that? Write it down. Actually, don't steal my poem.
Take a picture and send it.
Oh yeah, I'll send a pic. I can send a picture in the
Write
Discord.
it in Hollow Knight.
Write it in Hollow Knight.
Should have gone with mobile.
I can send a picture in the Discord. Ignore that it just says poem ideas.
I will totally give helpful feedback. I know nothing about poetry. Ken, I wonder, are you still in the original layout or are you now in the new trash layout?
I've been forced to the new trash layout. Everyone agrees that we all hate it. I have not heard a single positive thing about the new layout. It's been like universally condemned amongst both my real and internet friends.
Think I'm still in the old one?
The next line what does the next line need to do? I think it needs to expand on... needs to subtly expand on the idea of leaving.
Discord developers studying how to make the scientifically shittiest layout possible.
What's the worst layout we can get away with? Like, I see what they've gone for, but it sucks. I see what they tried to do. They just did it horribly. I like the concept of referencing it to some weak, inexperienced species that was not ready for whatever it was, right? So like referencing it as a cave. Like, this is humanity on in its cave still. It is not... It was forced away because it destroyed it, but it was not ready to have had this. It was not ready for the stars. It was not ready for that power. And they ultimately ended up where they wanted, but not the way they wanted.
Oh, like those stupid humans.
Exactly. We wanted to leave our cave, but, you know, we didn't want to destroy the cave on our way out. What about the line, the walls collapsed? collapsed like an adjective, not a verb. Not saying what happened, but describing it. Forved?
Maybe you could use an animal that lives in caves as a metaphor.
I have considered bioluminescence.
I don't know. I'm not too sure of like the format of poetry itself.
Well, there's lots of formats. Like, you just have to make, like, you can kind of see the format I'm going for, right? Like, it's the format I'm going for is a long line, long line, long line, short line, right? Like, because originally what it was, right? When we left our cave, we did so not out of desire, but out of necessity. You see, it's about 2 lines, right? It's that length. And then the next one is about that length, and the next one's about that length, and the last one is short and brief, right? That's what I'm doing for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Sounds like story.
So it has a pattern you can view. So the thing should be kind of framed as in, like... and it is told from a story perspective. It is told from the perspective of one of the people on the ship that's had to leave Earth. It is being told from the past. It is being told through a past lens. I don't like how loose that seems. My desk just like shakes when I touch it.
Yeah.
What's the next line?
This is what I thought the chat helping you would be.
Yeah, that's about it.
A bad idea. I got nothing. Oh well, I tried.
Everyone's given up. Poetry's hard.
And also the part you're gonna be super quiet.
Yeah. I'm just gonna end up thinking for most of this. I like the idea of... Well, I don't know. I'll give you an update when I have an update. I think I'll end the stream here.
Hey,
and
give me some credit. I didn't even try to give up.
I'll let you know how it goes. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry we couldn't get Roblox working, but oh well, played some Hollow Knight. Didn't really get much done in Hollow Knight either. We got the Eternal Ordeal. This, honestly, this screen is worth it. How many
Good
screens
night.
are we missing?
Next time, Lumber.
I don't know if I can get in.
See you next week. I have no context on this group, but I have decided I like you all.
Thank you. There's Void Heart, Classic. There's those 4, plus the Classic and Void Heart. Infected and Eternal Ordeal.
Yeah, I also like Ken too.
I think there's one for getting True Ending. So we don't actually have that yet. So we need to get, at some point, get the True Ending back, but that's it, I think. I think there's only 8, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe there's 9. But okay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you enjoy my content, feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you on Wednesday, presumably, where I don't know what we'll do. Astroneer, I guess?
See ya.
Probably Astroneer.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Thank you.